I'm just like, oh, do I have daddy issues tattooed on my forehead? Because I don't know why only old men like me. This is my life. I'm gonna end up with a 50-year-old man. Okay. What's up, guys? My name's Andrea, and if you guys are new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button. There's a little notification belly thingamabobber. You can ring that too. And if you guys comment below, the notification squad. I'm trying to be a good YouTuber. This isn't working out for me. But if you guys comment below that you guys have the post notifications, there's a shout out in my videos because I think that'd be really cool, and it's like a cool way for you guys to show up in my YouTube videos. It'd be a lot of little stories in one and laugh at the kind of guys that are attracted to me, so that's pretty cool. I came to a realization that I don't look like a girl that has daddy issues. No, not by no means. I look like a girl that clearly has grandpa issues because grandpas be trying to hook up with me. All the guys that ever hit on me, they're like, my grandpa. I'm gonna tell you guys a couple little stories. So first, I went to a bar like in Sacramento, if anybody's ever been to Sacramento. We're just hanging out, we just got a couple of drinks, we're making it a very low-key day. We just wanted to have a little fun time, maybe listen to some music. I'm like scouting the place around, there was a lot of cute little white boys. We all know Andrea has her issues with her white boys. Like, dang, everybody looks really cute, but then I'm also very awkward. I feel like they could have like supermodels and then there's me, like, girl, what? Like Andrea, supermodel every day. Like even I would pick a supermodel over me. That got dark real fast. I didn't even notice that it was senior discount day, clearly, because grandpa and his two friends were next to me. And I turn around and I'm like, cute. Because like, old people are really cute. You know that old people are super cute, but they're not like attractive. I don't get it, but like, yay for you if you find them attractive. Smile because I'm like gotta be good to my elders, you know, and I was like, oh, they're all adorable. It was one lady and then two men, and I was like, oh, that's really adorable. And he's like, what are you drinking, sweetie? And I was like, oh, water, because I literally had water in my hand at that moment. He's like, do you want me to buy you a drink? And I was like, Mom, why did you let grandpa come to the club with me? Oh, no, thank you, I'm actually driving. Totally lied. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, don't drink when you're driving. I'm like, yeah, I won't. And then he's like, he like kept trying to talk to me, and I was like, okay, grandpa, like, this is awkward. And he's like, so do you come here often? And I was like, no, I'm not actually from the area. He's like, oh, where are you from? And I was like, elsewhere? I think I told him that I was actually like from El Salvador, like I lived in El Salvador. He's like, oh, so you're just visiting? Oh, I didn't know you were Latina, because it was when I had like my silver hair. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, Latinas are so beautiful. And I was like, you didn't know I was Latina, so you're telling me that you didn't think I'm beautiful to begin with, but okay. So that was kind of the end of him, but he kept kind of eyeing me. Now moving on to the story. The old man in Vegas. We went to O'Shea's, and if you guys know O'Shea's, it's like a pub. Literally, there is white boy galore. It's like a candy store for white boys. There's all types of other guys there too. If you want to find a white boy in Vegas, go to O'Shea's. I'm sure you'll find a couple. They have beer pong, they have like the live music, and then they have like 2 bars. And it's pretty chill in like the tables. So it's pretty chill like area, which my cousin Erica was like down to for it to be a chill little area, nothing doing too much, and it was free. And obviously not alcohol, but like to get in. My cousin Pat loves Irish bars because they have like all the drinks that she loves, like all the cool whiskeys. And Andrea likes white boys. It was like the perfect place for all 3 of us to go. We go to the bar, my cousin Pat sits down and she's like, sit down. And there was this man, he was playing like, they have like at the bar, they have like those, it's not solitary, like I know it's not probably poker or something like that, but it didn't look like poker. But like it's like a machine that kind of looked like solitary, but it wasn't. And he's like playing that. But his seat would go to that bar stool. He wasn't sitting on the bar stool, he was standing playing the game, but like kind of going like this instead of like in front of him. But he wasn't sitting down. So my cousin Pat was like, sit down. And I was like, oh, I think it's his chair. Like I don't want to just like steal his chair. So I was like, kind of like eyed him for a little bit while he was playing. And then I was like, it doesn't look like he's sitting there. I'm gonna just, you know, kind of put my butt half cheek on there. So when I like kind of put my butt on there, he didn't even turn around, he didn't even flinch, he kept playing his game, and then once he finished his game, he turned to me and he's like, he didn't even, like, I don't really think you guys understand this. He didn't just turn around and like tap my shoulder being like, oh, you took my chair. He was like, ah, you took my chair, but like, he like kind of went like, ah, you took my chair, and like kind of put his hand on my shoulder. Literally in the moment I thought I was being robbed. Like I got off of it in 2 seconds because he was like, okay, this is me, these are my shoulders, and he was like playing his little game. And then he looked at me, he's like, ah, you took my chair. And he's like, oh, no, sweetie, sit down. Like, you can have it. And I was like, oh, thank you. Be nice to my elders. Why did my mom teach me that? He's like minding his own business, playing his game. I think we're cool, and I'm sitting at his chair. After that, he like ordered something at the bar, and he looked at me, he smiled, he's like, so how are you doing? And I'm like, good, how are you? Because I'm nice. like he gave me his chair. I had to be nice when you feel like you owe somebody something. The MC was like, all right, who's trying to have fun in Vegas? Put your hands in your drink up. And I was like, woo! And he just started laughing. He was like clapping at me. Yeah, I kind of put attention to myself. And like my cousin Pat like afterwards told me like, when you were snapping yourself, like he kept looking at you more, which I only Snapchat myself. That's why she was like, stop Snapchatting, because like he was kind of staring at me. It was kind of awkward. Then they're like, if you're single and you're trying to get drunk in Vegas, put your drink up and say, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And he literally looks at Pat and he goes, that's my girl. And I was like, I literally felt so awkward. I probably made the most awkward face ever. I was like, I'm not your girl. Do I have daddy issues stamped on my forehead? This is my life. I'm gonna end up with a 50-year-old man. Okay. And he's like, so you guys having fun? And I was like, buys another drink. And I kind of like, I look at him because the bartender would do like these, if you guys saw my snap, he would like throw the straws and like they would swing back around like kind of like a boomerang, or he would throw like a piece of a fruit to garnish the drink and he would catch it. Like he would do things like that. So I'm watching him, and then as he pays him, he just hands him a $100 bill and he's like, keep it, like keep it. And I was like, I've seen a lot of people do that. Congratulations. Like, I don't get it. I just want to see the magic trick. I kept Snapchatting myself and like he kept looking at me more, and he wasn't looking at me like, oh, cute little girl. He was like, I can't do anything. Of course, I want to Snapchat everything. I want to have fun, you know? So my cousin's like, every time you keep doing that, he keeps staring more at you. And I was like, let's move then. It's just like, no, it's fine. He went into his pocket and he grabbed his phone up. He has his phone like this. He's just staring at it. He goes to the keypad and he has it like this. And he's looking at me. And like, I kind of see him from my peripheral vision. He's looking at me, he's looking at the phone, he's looking at me, he's looking at the phone. And like, the second he like kind of like moves towards us, I'm gonna go over there to Pat. And I literally ran that way towards the other side of the bar, because I don't know if he was gonna ask for my number. I was gonna be awkward. I was gonna end up giving it to him because I didn't want to be a bitch. I didn't want to look like a jerk, so I would have gave it to him. I just had to get out of that situation. I kept telling her like, let's move, let's move. And I was like, I gotta go. So I literally bolted. Like, that's a Raven. I see the future. I ran. I'm watching like random people play a game. And like, I see that he sat back down, but then he gets up and he goes towards my cousin. And then I literally see them talking. I'm like, what is going on? And she eventually came over to me because I didn't want to go back there. She was like, come back. I was like, I'm not going back over there. Nope. He's like, oh, did you bring your niece to a bar? Is this her first time in Vegas? Like, he kept asking me like if it was my first time in Vegas, if I was her niece when we're all cousins. And she was like, what the hell? I thought he would stop talking to me once you left, but all he talked about was you. And I was like, nah, girl, he wanted you. He wanted you. He was asking how long we were there for and if we were in a group of people or if it was just us. Thankfully, she lied and she's like, no, there's like 1,000 of us here. And then we met some other normal people that were like a little bit normal. Actually, no, that one guy was a weirdo. You know who I'm talking about. The one that was trying to give me a drink, and I was like, no, I've watched every scary movie from Las Vegas. Ecstasy is probably in that. Something that's gonna kill me. Roofies. I don't know what, but I'm good. This is another little story time that I'm just gonna shove in here. One time at the Mercedes-Benz with my dad, and I was looking at a beautiful G-Wagon because I love G-Wagons. It's like my dream car. That and a Range Rover. Brought in this bright yellow one, which if you guys go back in my Instagram, I Instagrammed it. Literally my favorite color, and it's so beautiful. So I'm just staring at it, and I literally look like a little kid looking at a candy shop. I don't know. And this guy comes up to me, and I swear I thought he worked there because he was kind of dressed nice like they dress there when they sell the cars. And he's like, oh, you like something, sweetie? And I was like, that man's not talking to me. I kept looking at the car and he's like, I'm talking to you, hun. And I was like, oh yeah, she's like really beautiful. Like the car's beautiful. Maybe in another life as a joke, because I swear I thought he was like a salesman. He's like, what would you give me if I bought it for you? Don't you mean how much would I give you if I bought it from you because you're the salesman? He was not a salesman. He literally said something like a really nice way of trying to be like, I'm not trying to like buy you, but like how much for you in a way. He said in a really nice way. He was like, I'm not trying to offend you in any way. He's being dead serious, looking at me straight in the eye. And he's like, I'm not trying to offend you, but I could buy you this car. I could buy you 2 of these. I could buy you anything in the world. And then my dad walks in. I probably said like the most brattiest thing I could say because my dad would have probably slapped me if it wasn't awkward because my daddy wouldn't buy me that car. But I was like, I already have a dad for that. Like, and I'm pretty sure he probably thought that I meant like, this is my sugar daddy right here, when it was actually my father. And he looks at my dad, he's like, with all due respect, she's very beautiful, congratulations. And I was like, great, this guy thinks my dad is my sugar daddy. He's literally my father. But okay, whatever. Like, sorry dude, you came a little too late. I got this one, thanks. My dad went to go look at the little shop because he loves buying baseball hats or like a shirt or something like that. And then the guy looks at me, he's jiggling the keys, he pointed to himself, he pointed to the car, and he like pointed to me. We go to Mercedes-Benz so often, guys. So we went next time, and like my home dude who works there, he's like an older man too, but he's really sweet and everything. He's like married with wife and kids, nothing like that. He's like, oh, like I didn't know you were married. And I was like, what? And he said, well, like I didn't get to see your husband last time. This guy pointed at you and asked me if I knew you. And I said, oh, that's one of my client's daughters. And I was like, Yeah, I was with my dad. I think he thought that my dad was my husband. He was asking me about you, but I thought he had a son or something like that. And I'm like, no, he kind of freaked me out a little. He told me, well, you missed out on that one because he bought that yellow car. And I was like, he bought the yellow G-Wagon? He bought that one. He wasn't even coming in for that one. He actually had his car ready to be picked up that he had just purchased that was like coming from Germany. I don't know from where. They like had custom made it for him. So they sent it to that one and he like didn't even live there. He like lived in San Francisco, but they sent it to that Mercedes-Benz. He's like, yeah, he just took it. And I was like, oh, where is it? Like, did he leave me the keys? But I don't want him. Just kidding. But yeah, those are a few of my sugar daddies, daddy issues, grandpa issue stories. I can't, there's a couple more. I don't know why old men like me. I just want to find a cute boy, a very nice, sweet boy that is around my age. Maybe a little older, but not grandpa old or daddy old. So if you guys enjoyed this story time, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you guys have had any awkward encounters with older men or older women, I don't know, comment them below because I would love to hear them. Yeah, let me know which one was your guys' favorite, and I'll talk to you pretty faces in the next one. Bye!